One of the number one reasons why women struggle with dating and relationships today is that they choose men who are not ready for anything real. Ladies, there are lots of great relationship-ready men out here. However, you need to learn how to choose them. I wrote this book to teach you how to do just that. Get your copy of Choose Well, a simple formula to determine the best man for you on Amazon today.
All right, good morning. I'm going to make this video on my drive back from Charlottesville. My daughter got stranded yesterday in Norfolk, and I told her to take a bus to Richmond, and from Richmond I would get her back to Charlottesville. But all of these emergencies, y'all, this is the life of a mother of 3 young adults who still can't fully manage their lives. But I wanted to make this video for the ladies. This is actually a talk that I need to have with, I'm so sorry, I don't know what is going on with my Do Not Disturb. I've got to look in my phone settings and figure out my Do Not Disturb. I don't know what is going on. Because, yeah, I keep getting these Do Not Disturbs when I'm on Instagram, and I should not be getting calls when I'm on Instagram. I set up my phone that way. When I'm on Instagram, I should not be receiving any calls. So I apologize for that. But this little talk is for the ladies. Ladies. And you know what? There's going to be some men that are going to watch this video. Y'all are going to watch and listen to this video, and I already know because I've had this talk with the ladies. What is going on with the Do Not Disturb? I'm sorry. Okay, hopefully this person does not call back. They get the message that they're going to have to leave a message, so hopefully they do that. But I've had this talk before on a live, and men were present, and the men felt a way. They felt a way about it, and even when I posted it to YouTube, I got a lot of comments on YouTube about, oh, well, you know, again, wounded men who are deeply wounded, men who don't have any friends, men who don't have family members, men who refuse to, you know, seek out a therapist or some sort of counselor. You know, I got a lot of comments, and I doubled and tripled down, and I'm going to do it here now. So if you feel a way about what I'm about to say, okay, that's, again, you're going to have to go and, you know, find someone else to argue with about it, because I'm not going to go back and forth. I'm going to stand on what I said, because remember, it is my intention to get men and women into healthy, polarized relationships, meaning the woman is the woman. She is the feminine energy in the relationship. The man is the man. He is the masculine energy in the relationship. That's what I teach people how to do. If you want anything different, I'm not the person for you. If you're a man who wants to play the role of the girl, I'm not the person for you. If you're a woman who wants to play the role of the man, I'm not for you. So let me make that clear. I'm not the person for you. If you want a role reversal relationship, if you want a non-traditional relationship, if you want a polyamorous relationship, my platform isn't for you. Okay? I have to put that out there because I get all kinds of people and they're just like, well, I don't agree. Okay, go somewhere where your thoughts and opinions can be validated because it ain't here. Okay? That's it. All right. So when we have healthy women, healthy feminine women, they are passive, they are patient, they are vulnerable. They are in their traditional role as the feminine energy. They are seeking containment from the man. They are inspiring, cherishing. They are inspiring devotion from the man. And when we have healthy men who are in their masculine, they seek to provide for their women and provide for their children and family. They want to cherish their woman, and they want their woman's respect. They want their woman's appreciation. They want to feel the admiration of their woman. That's what healthy men want. They have no problem providing, protecting, procreating with their woman. They want to feel appreciated. They want to feel accepted. They want to feel respected. They want that woman to honor who they are as a man. They want their admiration. Okay? The man accepts the woman for who she is. He doesn't want her to act like a man. He wants her to be a woman, and she wants him to be a man. So when I tell women, okay, men hold space, men contain women in a healthy way, masculine men. And that comes very natural to a healthy masculine man. That comes very natural. That I'm going to hold space for her. She's going to bring me problems, and I'm going to try to solve those problems. That comes very naturally to men who are predominantly masculine. Okay? And so they're not going to role reverse that. So ladies, when I tell you, you are not his therapist. When you meet a man and he comes to you with his problems, he comes to you venting, he comes to you with all the crap that's going on in his life, you are in a role reversal. You are in a role reversal situation. You are the man and he is the woman. Okay? That's going to make you feel horrible. That's going to annoy you. You're going to eventually lose respect and attraction for that man. So no, I tell women, check this at the door. The second that it happens, check it. I have had men on the first date, second date, third date, try to have some sort of trauma bonding session about their ex. They ask me questions about my ex, and I check it at the door. I don't want to talk about that. That has nothing to do with me getting to know you. That's what I want to talk about. Me and you, and me getting to know you better and you getting to know me better. But and some of y'all are so easily sucked into this dynamic, because the truth is, y'all want to talk about y'all's ex. Y'all want to talk about how he did y'all wrong and how he dogged you out and all the horrible things he did. But now you're opening up the door for him to do the same. And y'all are bonding over that crap. And then he says, oh, well, I can keep doing this. I can keep bringing her my problems. I can keep venting and talking about the women who hurt me and talking about my mama who hurt me and talking about my daddy who hurt me. No, you are not a man's therapist. And as empathetic as women may be, or as compassionate as women may be, no, you have to draw a hard line. I have told, I don't know how many men, I am a therapist, I'm not your therapist. I'm not your therapist. This is what healthy men do. They take their problems and issues to other men, male friends, male colleagues, their daddy, their uncle, their male cousin. And look, if they don't have that, they may talk to their mother. They may talk to their sister or their auntie. Okay? And I'll even say, okay, I encourage you to do that before you come to the romantic woman in your life and wanting her to play therapist. No. And I've told many a man, if you don't have those resources, then yeah, you do need a therapist. You do need a professional therapist to listen to you talk about all this stuff. I am not your emotional dumping ground. Now, here's what a lot of men will say. This is their problem with what I'm talking about. So this is my woman, this is my lady, this is my wife, and I can't talk to her about my feelings, or I can't talk to her about what I got going on and this, that, and the third. would say within reason. Within reason, yes, there should be a closeness. There should be a connection there. That yes, there are certain things you can share with your romantic woman, but within reason. Okay, a lot of it, and this is why, y'all, I keep telling young couples today, your person, your spouse, your boyfriend, girlfriend, that's not your all in all. Y'all expect your romantic person to be everything. No, not at all. Y'all expect them to be your therapist. You expect them to be your co-parent. You expect them to be your business manager. You expect them to be your accountant. You expect them to be your sex slave. You expect your romantic person to be everything. Like they got to be my all in all. No, that's what friends are for. That's what family is for. That's what professional help is for. That's what coaches are for and therapists are for. Come on now, this idea that this one person has to meet all these needs, that's weird. And it's not sustainable. It's just not sustainable. You're going to wear that person out. So no, I've never believed that. I believe men need to have other men and they need to have male-only spaces. I believe women need to have other women and we need to have women-only spaces. There are things that women do that are totally different than men. We love to run our mouth. We love to gossip. We love to talk about our feelings. We love to, externally process. And guess what? We need other women to do that with. We wear men out with that. But now, because the culture has become so feminized, like the women are taking over the world. They want to feminize the culture. They want to make everything about feelings and emotions and sharing and all this other stuff. So now you got dudes out here. Can I be honest? You got grown men out here buying into this crap and wanting to come on these dates and tell you the entire life story. I shut it down. I'm like, nope, you ain't doing me that way. No. Do you have somebody you can talk? I will embarrass you. Let me tell you how bad it is. I'll be like, do you have someone you can talk to about this? I have said that to men I barely know on a date. Hey, do you have someone you can talk to about this? And look, if they feel a way about me shutting it down, great, because you are not my masculine counterpart. I am fine with it. You are not my masculine counterpart. If you want to sit there and talk about your past traumas and wounds and all of that with me that you barely know, and I'm supposed to be a romantic interest? I'm good. But ladies, we're technically not built to contain men. We break under the weight. That's why y'all are in trouble now. You are breaking under the weight of having to work, having a man that won't work, taking on all of his problems, taking on all of his issues, dealing with his other baby mamas and child support he owes them, and helping him find a job and helping him do this and helping him do that. You're breaking under that weight. Women were not built to contain men. It's the opposite. Men were built to contain women. And so please stop playing the role of therapist. Okay? Stop that. There are other ways that you can bond to this man other than taking on all of his traumas, taking on all of his wounds, hearing about all of his hurts. And this is what you need to know. It's men who are containing you. It's men who are investing in you. It's men who are solving your problems. Those men are bonding with you. Those men feel a connection to you. But when it's the other way around, they are not bonding to you. They do not feel this special connection to you. They are using you. Ooh, did I just say that? These men are using you. They are using you as an emotional dumping ground. Okay? And they're not going to feel any kind of way when the dumping is over and they've met a woman that has set that boundary. They've met a woman who refuses to be their therapist, who requires containment from them, who requires that they be men with them. You're history. And then what's so wild is you feel away. You feel away about that because you're like, wow, I invested in him. I did all of this for him and my investment did not pay off, which is why I keep saying y'all have flipped the polarity around. You will reciprocate. That's what a lot of men don't understand about this teaching. It is not just the man giving, giving, giving. The woman will reciprocate what the man gives and does. She will appreciate it, reciprocate it. That is her role. It's not that the man gets nothing. The man gets a lot, but he must invest. He must be the man in the relationship and not play the role of the girl. That, oh, I need you to do this for me and help me find a job. No. He can't feel good about himself when that is happening. You are playing the role of mommy. You are mommy. And what have I taught you all? What have I taught you? When I say women don't nurture grown men, when a man loses his mind based on that comment, I know that man is wounded. That man has a mommy wound. He has a daddy wound. Well, what about a man? What about a man getting nurtured? A woman nurtures the relationship, but she does not nurture a full-grown man. Quite the opposite. The man contains the woman. The woman nurtures the children. We have talked about this many, many times. That is God's hierarchy. God put men here first, and he gave the man an assignment. And that's just like I keep telling y'all, God, Christ, man, woman, child. The woman has an assignment. She is over her children. She's over her household. But you all want it to go up the ladder, not down. No, I go down, which is my husband covers me. He cherishes me. He's devoted to me. He protects and provides for me. And I do that for my kids. I nurture my children. I nurture my household. I nurture the relationship with my husband. And my husband gets my appreciation and my admiration. He gets my respect. But y'all want it to go up the ladder. And men like that, I avoid. I avoid like the plague. I want a man who is clear about God's hierarchy, who is clear about his role, who is clear about my role. So he understands how we're going to make this thing work. But people are so out of order. You all are obsessed with reinventing the wheel. I have never met a generation in my life that are obsessed with reinventing the wheel. Let's start all over. Let's try polyamory. Let's try polygyny. Let's do this. Let's make women the breadwinner. Let's like y'all are obsessed with it. Forget the fact that this has been happening for thousands of years. Oh no, that's not good enough. You've got to try to completely reinvent the wheel. And then when it doesn't work, and for the record, I don't know if you've been sleeping under a rock, but what we got going on right now, it's not working. It's not working. It's not working for men. It's not working for women. It's definitely not working for children. It's not working. And all the finger pointing and all the blaming when we really need to focus on ourselves. So I'm making this video for women so that they can focus on themselves and their parts of the problem, their issues that they bring to relationships between men and women. But ladies, stop being the man's therapist. Stop welcoming this emotional dumping ground thing that some men, and I don't even think it's most men, I think it's some men. I think it's the men who have been tricked, who have been feminized into, yeah, I should talk about my feelings and talk about my problems and, bring all that to my woman. And no. There will be things that you share with your wife. And I would say wife. There will be things you share with your wife because God calls two to become one. Yes, there will be some very deep things that you'll share with your wife. But will you come to her with every problem you got? No. You're going to figure it out on your own. You're going to go to other men or other women that aren't your wife, that are maybe family members. But no, you're not. And if I'm being completely honest, yeah, you can bring it to your wife once you have a solution. Like, hey, this was going on and this is what I figured out. This is what I'm going to do about it. But know this, gentlemen, when you bring problems and issues to your wife, she feels pressured to try to fix it. And that's not even in her nature. It's not in her nature to do that, but it's like, well, I got to come up with something. I got to try to fix it. And that's not even in her nature to do at all. But because of the love and the compassion and all, we were like, okay, well, maybe I should fix it. No, baby, let me tell you something. A man bringing me his problems, let me tell you what I do. He come to me and he say he behind on a bill or he got a problem at work and this and that. So I just sit there. I don't say anything. And then when it's my turn to talk, I say, what you gonna do? That's it. I say, what you gonna do? Yeah, what do you think you're gonna do? That's it. That's all I got. I'm gonna put it right back on him. See, that's the difference between me and a lot of women. I know my role as the feminine. I refuse. This is what I don't get about women saying, well, I can't be feminine. I can't stick around. I don't stick around with feminine energy men. I don't stick around with men who are not safe and secure. I don't stick around with men who want a role reversal relationship. I just don't stick around. So I can't wrap my head around this whole, well, I got to step into that role. I got to do this. I ain't got to do nothing. I got to go about my business is what I got to do. So, ladies, you have got to embody this energy. You got to really understand this energy and dive deep into it. You have to embody this energy. Okay? And think it's all fun and games. You think it's, I don't know what you think it is. You think it's a performance. You think it's the latest trend. That's the thing now. Y'all really do. And yet I've been this way for 57 years. It's not a trend. It's not a TikTok thing. It's not an Instagram thing. This is all I know how to do, is be the girl in my relationships with men. It's not something I put on. It's not lashes. It's not getting my butt bigger and my waist smaller. It's not wearing a bunch of hair. Look, I ain't, as Halle Berry said in Boomerang, I don't have hair weaved all down my back. That don't make me a feminine woman. Okay? Having hair weaved all down my back is staying in this feminine lane. It's embodying the polarizing principles of masculine and feminine. That's what makes me the girl. There's a lot of things I just ain't going to do as the feminine woman. And that's what women today don't understand. It's an inner thing. It's an inside inner thing, period. And it is there. I don't need a man to, quote, bring it out of me. It's just there. That's just how I live. That's just how I roll. So please, I need y'all to listen to this, because I see a lot of women fall into this trap. And you wonder why. You're playing the role of the man in the relationship. you're solving all of his problems and helping him get a job and trying to figure out his child support situation. You're getting all in the business with his baby mom. That is none of my business. I have dated men that I never met their child's mother. I could care less. I could absolutely, positively care less about your child's mother. Okay? And it killed me when women say, well, I want to go along to the pickup. I want to meet her. No, I don't. No, I don't. I know you have a child. And because I love children, I'm going to enjoy your child when your child is with you. We're going to have a lot of fun. But I could care less about the mother. I could care less. That's none of my business. That's 100% your business. But y'all are all in these men's business, trying to run their life, trying to help them do this and help them. No, he's a grown man. Grown. All right, I had the Alex Miner. It's not just one generation. It's how feminism has been warped and turned into indoctrination. Oh, for sure. The feminization of our culture, we're 40 years in. But you know when it peaked and it got to be its worst? Between 2008 and 2014, and then here recently, 2020 to 2025, like we're in the woke trans, all of that agenda, and I need other people to use my proper pronouns, and I need other people. We need other people. We need other people to validate our delusion, right? I need other people to validate my delusion and what I think and what I feel and what I believe and all that nonsense. It's not good enough that I believe it or I think it. I need other people. So no. Brianne Nicole says, what are your thoughts on men wanting to build with women? So there are two types of marriages, the cornerstone marriage and the capstone marriage. This is Esther Perel. She has talked about this quite a bit in her book. The cornerstone marriage is what I had. I had a cornerstone marriage. That is two people coming together who are relatively young. Neither one of them have anything really, but together they are going to create their empire. They are going to build, an incredible legacy together. That is a cornerstone marriage. Two people coming together and creating the magic of their family, their history, their legacy, their businesses, or whatever else it is they do. That is the cornerstone marriage. The capstone marriage is two people who educate themselves, who have successful careers, right? So they've gathered all the things and gathered the homes and the cars and the toys or whatever it is. And now they come together and it's the cap on all of their success. It's the final piece. The marriage is like the final piece of their puzzle. So those people have built on their own and they bring it together to create whatever it is that they're creating. That's the capstone marriage. So each person needs to decide what kind of marriage they want. Cornerstone, capstone. Okay? All right. He says, yes, Fried 5670. Yes, we all have to play our own roles. Women do women and men do men. We complement each other, not compete. Precisely. Got to go to work, Queen, and get to the money. You have a great day. Thank you so much. Cornell Aries King, thank you. Okay, but you have to be comfortable in that role. And remember, if ever I needed to come out of my feminine lane, I am simply going to ask my masculine partner, hey, I've got an idea. Hey, I've got a suggestion. Hey, can I share something with you? I'm going to ask my masculine partner, may I come into your lane? And with his permission, I can do that. And he's going to do the same. He's going to say, hey, I've got a concern about something in the household. hey, I've got a suggestion about something with the kids or blah, blah, blah. And I'm going to say, okay. And that's the dynamic we're going to have with each other. But for the most part, we have clear and defined roles. We know who we are. We know what our strengths are. I made a video recently where I talked about men and women are more different than they are alike. And people felt a way about that, but it's the truth. Men and women are more different than they are alike. And what I'm trying to teach people is to honor that. Like, what is so bad about that? What is so bad about men and women being more different than they are alike? Why can't we honor those differences? Why can't we see the beauty and the positivity in those differences? Why do we need to say, oh, we're more alike than we are different? No, we don't need to do that. We are more different than we are alike. Can I be honest? And there's biological differences, hormonal differences, the way we think, the way we see the world, physical, like even our bodies, we're totally different. And yet we want to play this game like, oh, we're actually a lot alike. No, we're not. No, we're not. We're both humans. We're in the same species, but outside of that, we're totally different. We experience sex different. We experience the relationship with our children different. We experience love different. We're different. But why can't we honor those differences? Why can't we see that as a good thing? Why does that have to be a bad thing? You don't have to be just like me to be effective. Yeah, that doesn't make sense to me. The Alex Miner says, I've never understood why people want men and women to be the same. Yeah, same. Same. I don't understand it either. I love being a woman. I absolutely love feminine power. Oh, Lord. Do I love some feminine power? I love the ability to influence a man. I love the ability to just use my sexual prowess. I love being able to use my feelings and emotions. I love being a woman. I love it, y'all. I just love it. I love being able to build up a man and speak life into him. I love seeing him go out and tackle hard things. I love it. Like, I just love it. I don't understand this. I love being provided for by a man. Oh my God. I love being ravished by a man. I just love it. Like, I just love it. So I don't understand. I don't understand these newfangled women, these feminist women. I don't want to be that at all. Get my door, pull out my chair. Okay? Let me be the passenger princess. Oh my goodness. I love it. I absolutely love it. Brian Nicole says, as a marriage counselor and a woman who seems to have her head on straight, has dating become easier for you? You should be a wife. No, because people. I'm dealing with people. And that's the thing that people don't understand. I can have all the great skills in the world. I have a lot of great skills that the average person does not have. And if anything, that makes it harder for me because I can see through all the BS. Like, I can see people who are wounded and who are broken. So that's the bad news. Before I got this clinical training, I couldn't see, I didn't know all the signs of the mother wound, the father wound. I didn't know about attachment theory. There's a whole lot of stuff I didn't know. And I got into relationships with men, just like you all do, that look good, that have money, that are gentlemen, he looks good, he has money, he's a gentleman, he appears to be masculine, right? I got into relationships with those type of men, and a lot of those men were good men, but they were wounded. They were deeply wounded or traumatized. And whether it was from childhood, whether it was from previous marriages, see, that's the stuff I really couldn't decipher. Like, ooh, this person has NPD. Like, ooh, this person has a personality disorder. See, once you become clinically trained, now you can't unsee it. You cannot unsee NPD. You cannot unsee borderline. I now see borderline in women. There are females that I can't be friends with because they have borderline personality. So see, I can't unsee it. And I think back to some of my girlfriends in college, and some of them probably had it, but I didn't know what it was. I was like, why are we always drawn into all this drama? Every weekend, it's a new drama, right? Every weekend, it's a new catastrophizing, and it's a new, girl, go with me over to my man's house in the middle of the night, and, threatening to kill themselves. See, I didn't know that that's what it was back then. But I had girlfriends when I was young, probably had borderline. But see, now when you get clinical training, it's like, this person's got a problem. This person's got some problems that they need to talk to somebody about, and they need to heal and work out. So no, people are people. Men are men, women are women. Ask a male therapist. I have male therapist friends who are single. And they say the same thing. Yeah, now that I can see women's issues, now that I can see women's diagnoses, now that I can see people's, problems very clearly, I can't unsee it. And I can make a better choice. I can choose not to be in relationship with someone that has a personality disorder. So that's the difference. See, now I've seen things that I can't unsee. So yeah. No, it is what it is. And think about it. If I have all this life to lose, like I have a lot to lose, so I can't afford to be in a relationship with an NPD person. I can't afford to be in a relationship with a cheater, a liar, a user. So I just don't participate. I just don't participate. I cannot. So the latest video on YouTube that I want you all to go and check out, I can't afford to be deceived and tricked anymore. Okay? I have to play it safe. I have an entire life. I have businesses. I have family. And I have a lot of things to lose. So I can't afford to be tricked. I can't afford to be deceived. I have to play it safe. Okay? That's the difference between me and an average woman. And I have a call on my life. I have a destiny that I'm headed toward, that God is like, like, you're not the regular person now. I called you to do something, and you can't make those dumb decisions you made in the past. You can't get involved with these types of people. You can't. So I play it safe. Right? It takes an act of God for me to go on a date now. Right? Like I'm straight. Okay? I'm straight. And keep in mind, I've been married. I've raised 3 children. I'm not missing anything. I have to remind people of that. And I don't get my value and worth from my relationship status. And I don't think any woman should. I don't. Now, do I want you to have the life you want? I most certainly do. And most women want to be married. Most women want to have a family. They want to have their person, right? I think that's what God put in us. God innately put in us that hunger, that desire for a good man, a loving man, right? He put that hunger in us. So, but if a woman came to me and she said, seriously, Anita, I'm an outlier. I don't want to get married and I don't want to have children. I would take her at face value and I would teach her how to have a fabulous life without those things. I would, because I do not believe your worth and value is tied to your relationship status. I don't. And like I said, I've been there and I've done that. I'm older. I have lots of wisdom to impart to my community, and that's what I'm doing. I'm still imparting that wisdom to my children. I'm helping people, right? I get to nurture my plants and my pets. I've got, and hopefully some grandchildren one day. Yeah. I'm in a totally different stage of life. So yes, I can say that and be okay. But if a 25, a 30-year-old woman says, oh, I don't want family, I don't want kids, and, I'm going to be fine in my 60s. Again, it's very few women that applies to. Very few women. Most women are going to feel a way about that. Okay? That's it. That's it. But I'm older. That's what people don't get. They're just like, oh, Anita, you're going to die alone with a bunch of cats. Okay. All right. Right? Okay. But that doesn't make me feel away. That does not make me feel away. It'll be some dogs in there. It'll be some chickens in there. It'll be some pygmy goats in there. Okay. Like, I've had my time in the sun. Okay. So yeah, I'm good. Okay. I had another comment. Brianne Nicole says, if men are no longer willing to court women, oh, it's hard to read, anymore, how will this impact the women who do want marriage? Men are pulling away even from the good women nowadays. I'm going to be honest with you. We're going to have a time period where, yes, marriage is going to suffer. Yes, good people are going to suffer. And it's kind of, as horrible as this is to say, but I'm going to say it, it has to happen, right? We have to sacrifice a percentage of people during this time. I believe there's an awakening happening. I believe something good is going to come, but we're going to sacrifice a lot of people. A lot of people are going to be sacrificed on this altar of progress. And that is sad. It is really sad, but a lot of people are not going to get what it is they really want. They're going to be sacrificed. So I still want good women to be on the lookout for good men. I want them to continue to put themselves out there and to be upfront and open and honest. I'm a big believer in I can do whatever I want to do and have whatever I want to have. It's up to me if it's going to be all the things. Like, I'm a big believer in that. And I've done just about, if I'm going to be honest, I've done everything I wanted to do, just about. I'd say 90% of the things that I wanted to do, I did. And I think if more people have that attitude, they will have what they want, right? It's going to be some humility mixed in there. It's going to be some boldness mixed in there. It's going to be some courage mixed in there. But if you want it, I believe you can have it. And you're going to have to think outside of the box. You're going to have to really think outside of the box. But I think if you want it, you can have it. I believe that. 90% of everything that I've ever wanted, I got. Because that's where my mindset is. I've never felt limited. I've never felt limited by being a woman. I've never felt limited by being black. I've never felt limited by being American. Never. So you're going to have to develop a very strong mindset now more than ever. And yeah, you're going to have to think outside of the box. You can't do what everybody is doing, or, you're going to have to really think outside of the box. I teach women how to get a man's attention when they're out. I think women are not able to be brave enough to at least ignite something and then see what happens. I just, like I said, but we are going to lose some folks. So I'm just being honest. We're going to lose some folks. We're going to lose a lot of folks. A lot of people are going to suffer. A lot of people are going to get left behind. A lot of people's DNA will not move forward. A lot of people, this is the survival of the fittest now. There are a lot of people that will not go forward. And it is what it is. And what I'm going to say to you is, don't be one of them. Do what you have to do to not be one of them, right? I got 3 people walking the face of this earth with my DNA. And God willing, each of them will have at least one other person. And it'll keep going, and it'll keep going, and it'll keep going. It done gone this far. It done gone this far. So, yeah, I wasn't going to let my legacy die out. I wasn't going to let my family die out. That wasn't going to happen. But ladies, I really need you to take this to heart. This is one of the feminine principles, which will be out soon, is you are not a man's therapist. You are not his emotional dumping ground. You reverse the polarity when you do that. You think that he's drawing closer to you and bonding to you and really, y'all are connecting when he's dumping on you. And it is the exact opposite. The closeness and connection comes when you talk to him, when you bring your problems to him, when you share vulnerably with him. That's when the connection begins. Now, if he doesn't have answers or solutions to your problems, if he doesn't want to hear you, if he doesn't want to contain you, leave, walk away. Walk away. That is not a healthy man. And he don't care about you. Can I be honest? He don't care about you. He don't care about your problems. He don't care about your issues. He don't care about you. That's the number one way a man shows that he genuinely is feeling a woman like, what can I do to help? What can I do to make her life easier or better? Or, oh, how can I console her? How can I make her feel better? That's what goes through the mind of a genuinely healthy man who is into you. Who is into you. I keep telling y'all these stories of the men that I'm even friends with. If I cry out to a man that I'm just friends with, that man knocks himself out to try to help me. That man, like, will go to heaven and earth to try to help me. And I share that, and women are like, really? Really? Like, I'm like, who are y'all dating? Who are you around? That when you cry out to a man, I remember when my business was in jeopardy of going under. I was coming out the courthouse, sitting in my car crying. My guy friend called. And I mean, it triggered something deep in him. He was like, I got to do something. I got to come up with some money. I got to come up with this. I mean, he was going crazy. Like, how do I fix this? How do I help Anita? That is a healthy man. That's what healthy men do. Like, how can I help Anita? Anita is a good-hearted, kind, wonderful, sweet, loyal human being who is hurt right now. How can I help her? That's what good men do. But the fact that y'all are like, yeah, he just be like, wow, that's crazy. Oh, what you gonna do? That's wow. Sweetheart, just go about your business. So one or two things are at play. And it's gonna sting, but I'm gonna say it. One, the man is feminine. The man is not naturally masculine. He doesn't have that masculine instinct to want to solve your problems or to want to help you. Or two, he don't like you like that. He don't like you like that. Right? I'm not going to go out of my way. I'm not going to figure out an answer to this problem. I'm not going to come up with a solution because I don't see this going nowhere. I don't see this going nowhere. I don't see this being nothing. So, yeah, her problems, that's called none of my business, okay? So, it's one of those two things. But I have male friends that I'm not sleeping with. And because of our genuine respect for one another, because we genuinely like each other, because we genuinely want to be there and help each other, they've done it. Like, oh my gosh, how can I help Anita? Like, this is horrible. What do I need to do to solve this problem? So, yeah, I need you to check on that. The man is deeply feminine or he don't like you. He see all of this as temporary. And you know what? I had it happen to me. I'm going to be honest with y'all. I'm going to be transparent. I had it happen to me where I was dating somebody for a few months and I had a problem and it was like, and I was like, this man don't like me. This man don't like me. It was some other situations in there that it was leaning toward that. I was like, yeah, I don't think he really liked me like that. I think he liked the idea of me, right? I like the idea of you. Or I like what you possibly can do for me or give to me. But he didn't really genuinely like me. And when I talked about that problem and I got a I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what you're going to do, blah, blah, blah. I was like, yeah, I'm good. And I just went about my business. I mean, I just went about my business. Sometimes you have to take an L and say, oops, he really don't like me like that. He really not feeling me like that. That's all. But please do not play therapist to a man. Not therapist. There's certain roles a woman should never be in with a grown man. Therapist is one of them. Mother is closely behind that. Therapist, mommy, job coach. What else? Can I think of any off the top of my dome? I'm sure there are many others. There are many others. But there's just certain roles you should not be in. Okay? And what's really wild is these type of men want sex. That's what is mind altering. They want you to play mommy. They want you to be job coach. They want you to be therapist and then think they're going to get laid. It's laughable. And I'm real quick to tell a man when I'm being turned off. I'm quick. Like, I'll say it and I'll tell somebody about it later. They're like, you said that out loud? I was like, yeah. How else was he going to know? How else was he going to know that his behavior was sexually turning me off? It had to be said, or he was going to continue the behavior and not get laid. So because I know sex is super important to a man, I was like, hey, bro, this is turning me off. This is turning me off. This is not making me want to be intimate with you. And then I just let it lie. I let it lie out there. There was an awkward silence. And then there was a change in behavior. Okay? So if you want to keep getting laid, stop doing this. Okay? This way you have is a turnoff. All right? But there are certain roles you should not be in as a woman. And you're just in a role reversal. And I just see too many women out here today doing that. And that's your excuse. Oh, well, he can't find a job. He can't. Well, can he leave you alone? Because that's what need to happen. There is something mentally unstable about a man who won't work. Yeah, I said it. That is innate in the very DNA of a man. God created a man. The first thing he gave him was a job. I mean, you have to literally tie masculine men down to keep them from working. And you happen upon one of the types of men that won't work? No, completely unacceptable. That's in the nature of a man to work. His self-esteem is tied to it. And you telling me, sis, that you got a man that won't work? Yeah, nah. Get out of here with that. Get out of here. And, I got to help him find a job. I got to update his resume. No, you don't. No, you don't. And let him feel the consequences of if you're able-bodied and you're out here in the world and you will not provide a measure of success for yourself. So forget about me. Forget about me. I actually tell men, yeah, take me out of the equation. You won't work to pay your car note, to pay your child support, to buy some drawers and to buy some soap to wash your behind. Oh, no. Oh, no. So take me out of it. Take me out of it. There are men out here that will not work to take care of themselves. They will live with their female family member because they can't pay rent and drive her car or Uber where they got to go. And she's buying food and they're eating it up and all. No. I'm allergic to men who do not work hard. Work ethic is literally built into you by the Creator. So just know, if you're dealing with a man with chronic unemployment or won't work, there's a mental problem there. Like, there is something wrong. Just walk away. If you are not married to this man, just walk away. If you are married to him, you need some serious help. Serious help. Because that's not even in a man's nature. So come on, ladies, come on. You have so much power. And yet you all are not wielding it. You're not using it in a good, healthy way. You have so much power. And to think, there are women out here giving cat to these type of men. You are out here spreading your legs for an unemployed man. Like, are we serious? Are we serious right now? John Hernandez, 153, says, I agree that men can have trauma, but women can also. Not a perfect world. We can paint a picture full of red flags. It's about discerning the difference between what fits and can work and won't ever pan out. But most people, I'm going to be honest with you, most people, it's like they don't have good discernment. They won't even honor their body. They won't even honor the fact that they'll be around people and their nervous system will go crazy. That's a sign right there that something's wrong. And they'll just, oh, it's fine. Oh, I'll be okay. It'll work out. Your very body is telling you get away from this person. And you're like, oh, I wonder what that is. I wonder what that anxiety is. I wonder what the panic attacks is. It's this person that you shouldn't be with. That's what it is, telling you that this is all wrong. And they won't even listen to that. So that's it. But I wanted to talk with the ladies today. I'm going to be making more content for the ladies in preparation for the 21 Feminine Principles. But we have got to do better. We have got to do better. We have a lot of power, ladies, and we are not using it in a good, positive, healthy way. We're trying to, we're trying to juice men. We're trying to get their money. We're trying to get them to spend on us. But no, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about, being a good woman to a good man and setting clear boundaries, having positive influence on a man. There's so much more I could talk about this subject about. So he said, sex isn't a tool. Women and men need to have adult talks and always apply themselves to a forward goal. Yeah, that's if you're emotionally mature. But we know that there's a large majority of people today who are not. They're not emotionally mature. They're like little kids walking around in adult bodies. So it's really weird to me. And that's what's so dangerous about sex. It's like giving a 10-year-old the keys to your car. So it's like grown adults who have grown adult bodies, but they're 10-year-old inside of their mind, and they're out here sleeping with everybody. It's just dangerous. It's really, really dangerous. So, all right. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for keeping me company on my ride. And thank you so much for continuing to support the platform. So many folks support the platform. You buy super chats and super stickers, and you give tips, and you are members of the channel. Thank you to my members. You're subscribed to the channel. You watch videos. You share videos. You all comment on my content on Instagram. And I really appreciate you all. So I just can't say that enough. I thank you so much. Remember, this platform exists to technically help women. It was always my goal to help women, specifically between the ages of 18 and 30, to give them that motherly advice, to give them that auntie advice that maybe their own mom or their own auntie or grandmother never gave them, to teach them that their power is in being feminine. That's where your true power lies, to help them have everything they say they want. That's why this platform exists. I want to help women out there in the world have everything they say they want. Now, remember, you're not going to have it all at the same time. And to utilize your feminine power. That is your true power. That's what God gave you. That's what God gave you, to have everything you ever wanted. Okay? He says there's things women do that are a turn off. That's a talk also. No hurt feelings, just talk. I'm happy to share that. I'm happy to do a video on that. I agree with you. There are a lot of things that women do that turn men off. So maybe that'll be my next video. I'll put that in my notes. Yeah. Like I said, women are not sugar and spice and everything nice anymore. They have a lot of issues. They have a lot of problems. And again, that's why my platform exists, is to help women get back on track, to help them step into their healthy feminine power, to help them be radically responsible and accountable. If I hear another woman say, he tricked me, he deceived me, he got me pregnant, he did this, he did that, I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. So it's time to grow up. It's time to grow up, okay? All right, have a great rest of your day. Thank you for watching. And as always, stay open to love.